The hype is real. The Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary is only a couple of weeks away, my friends. It is around the corner, and I cannot wait to see what Nintendo has in store for us. This video is to break down everything we know so far, and of course, throw in a couple theories here and there of what we could expect in the Legend of Zelda, anniversary. Plus, we cannot forget that we are also getting the Nintendo Direct, right? It's like the 15-minute anniversary thing plus a 40-minute Direct with games that are coming out even this year or next year. What could we see? We'll break that down with what is coming and what we could actually see in the Direct. And of course, the launch day for my book, 8-Bit Roast. I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on this. It's available on Amazon Prime. You can get that either the book or you can get the digital version as well. And of course, I have a whole bunch of copies here that I'm going to give away on this channel. Sign it and give it away to you guys so you can enjoy it. It's a labor of love for all gaming fans out there. So, hey, if you want to win one, consider subscribing. And yeah, click that bell for notifications. Let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so first up in rapid fire news, we have the Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass just added to Nintendo Music. So if you are a fan of Phantom Hourglass, go ahead and hit that music. Next up, we have Borderlands 4 was spotted in a Portuguese retailer, and it was listed to February. So maybe we could see this in the next Nintendo Direct as coming to Nintendo Switch. All right, editor Mike here. Last minute news, breaking news. Nintendo just dropped 2 amazing videos on their YouTube channel with announcements. And the first one is the Super Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition. They just dropped the announcement for the date, which is, wait, what is it? It's March 26th, 2026. So we have the release date for that Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Wonder, but that's not the only news Nintendo just dropped. You know that little wonder flower, not the wonder flower, but the little talking flower from Super Mario Wonder? Well, Nintendo just released the release date for that flower, talking flower 2 today. So I'm guessing that's gonna be something that's gonna be launched alongside the Switch 2 edition, which is super cool. I cannot wait to get my hands on that flower. Now the flower is not AI. It's not like you talk to it, have a conversation. It just has little catchphrases, just like the video game. And so it's fun to have in the corner. It'll talk all by itself if you let it. And so, I mean, I want to get it. I'll unbox it here on the channel. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of interrupt the video to tell you guys that just happened, which is cool. All right, get back into the video. Next up, we have the consoles in Japan have grown by 138%. This is crazy. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, but it's important to note that Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan is way cheaper than everywhere else. Well, and also it's kind of region locked, so it's not like we can take advantage of those deals, right? Hopefully it can have the same effect over here. So, we'll wait for that. Next, we have former president of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser, has joined the leaders of the most iconic company after Nintendo, Hasbro. Now Doug Bowser has joined the board of directors. So congratulations to Doug Bowser. And Sega is celebrating the 35th anniversary of Sonic. It's gonna be an anniversary crazy year. Mario 45th, Zelda 40, Mario 40, Zelda 40, Sonic 35th. You got Pokemon 35th. It's a crazy year for anniversaries, right? How can Nintendo juggle them all? And yeah, and speaking of Sonic, there's also something happening with Sonic and this company. Fortnite? I hear that they don't really collaborate with many people. I can't do that with a straight face. Fortnite and their collaborations are crazy. I mean, I'm waiting for a phone call for them to collaborate with me. All right, and of course, this is exciting because yesterday we got an update for Donkey Kong Country Return. You get Dixie Kong instead of Diddy Kong. You get Dixie Kong, adding to Donkey Kong's little journey, right? And of course, I think she helps you glide and fly a little faster or whatever, something like that. And of course, you get this new mode where it's like a time mode where you speed run through the level and you can kind of like break the record or whatever. Go ahead and download it now. It's update. It's free and it's available now. And last but not least, inside the world of Nintendo rapid fire news, we got the Final Fantasy remake dropping on Nintendo Switch 2 right now. But hey, I bought the bundle recently. It's already downloaded on my Nintendo Switch 2. And they had this bundle where for $39, I got the Final Fantasy remake and I got the original version too, which is awesome. Okay, it's time, my friends. Let me adjust my beanie because it's time to talk about the Legend of Zelda 4th anniversary. It's happening next month, my friends. If you don't know when it is, it's going to be on the 21st. The Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary falls on the 21st of February, and so it's expected for Nintendo to do something for the 40th anniversary of Zelda. We don't know yet. We're all listen. Every content creator out there is kind of speculating and assuming and hoping, most of all hoping, because I'm hoping that Nintendo does go big with this 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, right? Go big, because we know that for the 35th anniversary, it wasn't that big. We got the Game & Watch, we got Skyward Sword, a little knickknacks here, t-shirts and so stuff, but we didn't get, it wasn't a big blowout, right? So for this time around, hoping that we do get that blowout, knowing that Nintendo Switch 2 is now the console that Nintendo is desperately trying to sell us, that hopefully in this Nintendo Direct we do get something related to the 4th anniversary that could do that. That could boost the sales for Nintendo Switch 2. And so with that, what games could we get that will actually help that happen? Now I'm gonna go start with the tradition. If I don't mention this in the Direct, it's not a prediction, because it's tradition to mention this. Wind Waker, Twilight Princess HD ports from Nintendo Wii U to Nintendo Switch 2 with a Nintendo Switch 2 edition for $70, because you can bet your bottom dollar it's gonna be $70, either a piece or bundled together. Something's gonna happen there, and Nintendo's gonna do that, But yeah, I know we have the GameCube version, but hey, I mean, look at this. No and no, it's like, what is that? I want my full screen. I want my HD. I want my 4K. I want my I want the wind sails to work correctly and good and easy for Wind Waker. The second thing I really want to see in this one is I really want to see this one. I'm talking about the Ocarina of Time remake, which is heavily rumored. I mean, I'm just on board with it, and I hope that it comes true, because I want this game. I want the new version. I want to play it updated version on Nintendo Switch 2 with all 4K resolutions and all the bells and whistles, and enjoy the story with voice acting and a whole bunch of emotion added to it. It will be so cool. And so hopefully that is a thing. And now if that game is announced, I don't expect that game to shadow drop. I'm pretty sure that Nintendo will probably announce it if it's a real thing and kind of release it later in the year. It'll be like at the end of the year, like November or something like that. Another thing that I expect and highly anticipate, I'm stressed out just thinking about it, because I highly anticipate this so crazy much is the Zelda movie. The Zelda movie. Okay, why? Because, my friends, it's coming out next year. It's just insane. The movie is coming out next year. I cannot get tired of saying that. And we need to see, first thing we need to hear about who is in the movie, right? We know that already. Bo Bragatson and the other kid is in the movie for Link and Zelda. We saw Impa, which is the actress from Severance, that show on Apple TV, which I highly recommend. That show is incredible. But we know we saw Impa in that leaked footage, and of course we don't know yet who Ganon is. We don't know whether there's gonna be a Deku Tree, and who's gonna voice it. Is it Morgan Freeman with the Deku Tree, and who else? What other characters will we see in this movie? I hope we see Beetle. I hope we see Tingle. And so we need to find out who else is in the movie, right? That is the first step. Who else is in the movie? A full announcement, and I highly expect Nintendo to show up with the Legend of Zelda live action movie information and news in this Zelda 40th anniversary. I highly expect it. But let's move on to the second part of that presentation, the Nintendo Direct. My friends, I know that, we talk about the 4th anniversary a lot because it's happening. It's a big deal. But there's also the Nintendo Direct. This is the second Direct in the Nintendo Switch 2 life, right? And so we have yet to see the big hitters for Nintendo. Who are the big hitters? Well, we saw one big hitter, but it's not really a big hitter because these games are kind of sharing console, so it's not really made for Nintendo Switch 2. We are going to see the big hitters that are made for Nintendo Switch 2. I'm talking about that big next gen 3D Mario, okay? The next 3D Mario that is made for Nintendo Switch 2, and I want to see how Mario looks, his resolution, the world. I mean, how big is the world? Is it open world? What Nintendo is doing with this game, right? And so I think it is time, if Nintendo really wants to push consoles in 2026, we need to have Mario. Without Mario, without the mascot, without Nintendo's baby, what are we doing here? What are we talking? Unless you want to buy my book 8-Bit Roast, and then roast Mario in it, then that's another thing. But yeah, we need that big 3D Mario in this Nintendo Direct. The next thing I do expect from Nintendo, of course, we have a 35th anniversary of Pokemon coming around the corner. I don't know whether we're gonna have a Pokemon Presents in February or March, or we get that within also the Direct, which it's highly unlikely if we are having the 40th anniversary of Zelda, but something Pokemon related, maybe like an announcement for later on for Pokemon theme, right? Gen 10, maybe something different in that line, something exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2. Now, other than the big titles that we expect for the Nintendo Direct, there are a couple of titles that are already announced without a release date that I know for a fact. I highly anticipate and know that we're going to see in this Nintendo Direct. We're going to go over the list right here of these games that, well, acting has like an 80% chance of being in the Direct. Nintendo could actually just shadow drop any of these announcements at any moment, right? Just to make space for more. But you can expect some of these games to make it on the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct in February. So let's go ahead and start with in 2026. We already got the Animal Crossing. Mario Tennis Fever is coming out before the Nintendo Direct. That's what I speculate, that we'll see Mario Tennis Fever before the Direct, so that game will not be part of the Nintendo Direct. Then we should see some information or more information on Pokemon Pokopia, which is coming out in March. The game that we will get a release date for in the Nintendo Direct is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which is slated for spring of 2026. Then followed by Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, another game for Nintendo Switch 2 exclusively that is also slated for the spring of 2026. Then moving on, we have Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. That game is slated for 2026, but is yet to be issued a date to launch. And so in this Nintendo Direct, I expect that game to be one of the games we hear about and get a release date for, followed by Rhythm Haven Group for the Nintendo Switch in 2026. No release date yet. This is a game that probably will make it on the Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch and get a release date. And then Super Mario Wonder. Now, Wonder's getting a big DLC, extra content, which is pretty cool, exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2. It also slated for 2026 without a release date, and we hope that we can get something in that line for that game. Now, a game that is up in the air that we don't know whether it's going to make it on this Nintendo Direct or not, depending on how the development cycle is for this game, is Splatoon Raiders. I think I have the understanding that since we saw for the first time this Splatoon Raiders trailer, we have gotten no information, nothing, not even a hint on this game coming to Nintendo Switch 2 yet. It's for Nintendo Switch 2, but we don't know anything, so that's why it's listed as TBA. It could be for this year, it could be for next year. My friends, there's a lot to look forward to. There's so many games that Nintendo could potentially announce in this Nintendo Direct. I hope you guys enjoyed the news. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown for the Nintendo Direct and the 4th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. And of course, it's a very big day for me. It's my first book, 8-Bit Roast. It's a comedy parody book based on your favorite video games. And of course, it has stories inside. And these stories are in the form of 2 NPCs that you can find across every game you play. Their names are Gary and Barry, and it's they could be the Goombas, they could be zombies on one game. They're just NPCs for hire, and they travel through a lot of games. You'll hear them complain, you'll hear them point out all the craziness inside that they go through, and so that's what 8-Bit Roast is all about. I hope you guys can pick it up on Amazon, whether it's the book itself or the digital format, so you can read it on your phone, read it on your tablet, and so on. All right, friends, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Before I let you go, never give up and journey on. Peace.